All right. You just want it even. All right. Then it's just a crescent wrench to pull it off. Yep. Sometimes they don't want to go. All right. See if it'll work this time. There we go. And you're just going to break it loose. Just take up the... Oop. Sometimes it ain't going to go. There we go. Now she's even. All right. There we go. Yep. Let's find a spot to put a piece of wood in. Yep. Throw that down there. Just do this. There we go. Come on, sweetheart. There we go. Now we're moving. There we go. You can see it separating right down here. There we go. And that is how you remove the old, yep. It should, oh, I'm going to have to tap it a little bit. There you go. And that's how you take an old one off. Okay, I got the new one, the Cloy's double roller timing chain. But how do you get that on without this time? Last time I did one of these, I just used a drift and I drifted it on. I just beat it with a hammer. This one I don't want to do. This one, guess what we're going to do? We're going to put it in an oven. And we're going to heat this thing up and make it expand to where it slips over. It makes it easier to go on. We'll see if this works. Okay. Fresh out of the oven. And she's steaming. Let's see how she does here. All right, yep, I do. All right. Wow. That was easy. Yep. She's on. That works on that one. That works pretty good. Yep. She's already closed all the way up against there. And once she cools down, it'll shrink up a little bit. That's nice. That works. Oven, 400 degrees. That'll work. Okay, the double roller timing chain is on, and I want you to pay attention to this. This is why I like this Cloy's chain. It's because it only has one mark, 0. That goes at 12 o'clock, right? 12 o'clock. All right, because the cam gear here got to come down here at 6 o'clock and match up. All right, but before we can do that, guess we got to put in. We got a big old hole in here. Cam's right there, ready to go. All right. Now the cam, I already have my handle on right here. All right, and here's the cam card. It actually comes out in the book 214 and 224 duration. All right, 107 degree load separation. But the advertised duration is what I remember from the 70s and 80s, 288, 298, which means this is a thumper of a cam, okay? And it's 444 lift on the, let me see, intake, and 466 lift on the exhaust. So it's heavier duration on the exhaust, heavier lift on the exhaust, cleans it out better. But this thing should thump hard once you get it down. So, and with the kit, and this is just a cam from Summit, and it is SUM 1103. That's That's the cam number. They have 1102s, 1101s, 1100s, up to think I like 1107. But now putting the camshaft in is pretty straightforward. You just got to put some lube on it, and make sure and put some in the back and smear it around. All right, don't be afraid of this. Smear it, because this is your break-in lube for initial startup. Okay, put some on the distributor gear. All right, get this around in some crevices. Even if the cam's brand new, you want to put, you know, lube on everything, because everything has to break in. Everything has to break in. Okay, and this is the messiest part of the whole thing. This is the part where, yeah, you're allowed to get messy. All right, so just get it all around, everywhere you can see. Doesn't matter if it goes in between, because you want this material in with your new oil right away. All right, get this around here, take some of the extra off, get it on this first lobe. Okay, now the trick to this is you go nice and slow. Okay, so these have brand new cam bearings in it, and we're going to just slide her in. You just kind of wiggle it around a little bit till you get into the second cam bearing, just like that. Okay, now it's holding itself up. Now these right here are my handles once I get down here, because I can handle it here. You know, I can handle it, but I want to have some little leverage on here. All right, so while you have it up here, get your stuff out and just start lubing cab lobes. And I didn't pull it where they say to pull it. I just snipped the corner, which just seems to work better. All right, and you just making a mess. Yep, nice and juicy. And this is the part of the first video that everybody said I said something really colorful, which I did. I don't care, but I did say something very colorful. Some people didn't like it. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to offend, but I mean, stuff happens. Anyways, all right, so just make sure it's all in here, and then we can set this up here. And if we want to turn it to make sure that we have everything, yep, we got everything covered. See, I missed a spot there. Okay, here we go. Second round. All right, same thing. You just kind of feel it in. There's no reason to hurry on this part, all right? No reason. All right. And again, same thing. Just the same process. You're doing it for every set. But it's going to thump. I had a buddy put one of these in a Chevelle, and it thumped. It sounded really good idling. Dump to dump to dump to dump to dump to dump. All right, so don't be discouraged. All right, and don't worry about being so much lube on here, because we are going to, when we get it, the startup procedure for this is going to be breaking this cam in for 20 to 25 minutes and then change the oil, and then run it again for 30 minutes and change the oil. So it's going to be, all of this is going to be, and cut the filters open, check everything, make sure we ain't got no metal, but all this is going to be out of here by the first 30 minutes, and then fresh oil, and 30 minutes and fresh oil again. All right, last one. And don't forget to do, this is the fuel pump rod cam. Don't forget to do it. And the last front, what you want to call it, journal of this cam. No reason to be sparing, because even the fuel pump push rod cam is new, so it needs to break in also, so it needs to be paid attention to. Looks like everything is coated. All right, and this is where these come in, because you can't get a hold of it once it goes out of the cam bearing. See, just like that. So you got to wiggle it, play with it, wiggle it, play with it, wiggle it, and boom, and you're in. Look at there, beautiful. All right, and you can just take these out, and that's how you install a cam for the first startup. And then I'll get in my pile and see if I can find some camshaft bolts so that we can put the timing chain on, so we can put the time cover on, so we can get this all finished up. All right, this little bolt was just to hold it in place until I got to this point, okay? Just to hold it in place, just hold the gear in place, all right? So we're gonna try not to move the cam. I'm gonna set the gear up. What do I do? There it is, okay. And then everything comes in a bag. All right, so the hard part is getting this to line up exactly, top to bottom. All right, so I always try to put it on the gear, get it kind of oriented where it needs to go, back on, slip it over, get it onto the gears. See how I still have my dots lined up here? All right, there we go. All right, come on, slip on, baby. Here we go. Come on, come on. There, okay. Full engagement, full engagement. All right, and then we have our cam bolts, and you can see the dots are still lined directly up, and we got the cam bolts. Now, important about the cam bolts is if you don't have that little star thing that you can bend over tabs to lock them in, you're going to want to use some kind of thread locker on this. And I use blue, Permatex blue, not red. If you use red, you'll never get them out if you ever have to change this out. Blue will hold it, but it won't make it impossible to use. Does that make sense? Okay, so just a little dab on the threads. See it? That's all it takes, all right? And then just put it in a hole and thread it up. Same thing on this one, all three of them. Get a little dab, all right? That's it. That's all you got to do right there. And within 24 hours, it'll be locked, but it won't be where a little bit of work can't get it off in the future. And like before, they say foot-pounds this, foot-pounds that, blah, 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 blah. We're going to cinch her down until she stops, okay? Okay. Like a glove, baby. And she's fully in. She's tight. That's nice. Double roller. You see how nice and thick that is? That ain't going to give. Okay? Not at all. All right. So, now, what's the next thing to do? We're going to pre-oil this. A lot of people don't pay attention to the timing chain. We're just going to use a little bit of the this is assembly lube, and we're just going to daub a little bit on there, just like this. And trust me, over time, it will work itself all the way around. It will, okay? And just let it do its thing. It'll drip and drool, but this stuff is thick enough where I have time now to put my timing cover on and not have to worry about it. All right. This stuff, I love this stuff for this sort of thing. And you know what the coolest part is? It's the tip. The tip opens just like a glue, a Elmer's glue. And when you're done, you just close it and it stays good for as long as you need it. I love this stuff for assembly lube, underneath all the bolts for all the torque ratings and everything. Anything I can think of to use this on this engine, I'm going to use this for. So if you want to see my best little video ever made, right here. If you want to see the one that they say is best for you, is right there. Y'all be good.